there is a need for a new geopolitical approach for Europe. We have been a single market over the last 50 years. Very good. We need now to become one of the most powerful continents between China and the United States. And if I put beside 1 second economy, finance, which are of course absolutely vital, and I'm responsible for that in the French government, I just want to recall that Afghanistan should be a wake-up call for all of us. We have to defend our values. We must defend our values. We must defend freedom. We must defend democracy. And we should bear in mind that there are other threats than in Afghanistan. There are threats also in the Middle East. There are threats also in Africa. And this morning, I was very happy to see that there was 81% of the panel which was in favor of investing more in defense. That's the choice that has been made by President Macron in France. And as the finance minister, I have to provide 1.7 billion euros more each year under the defense law for the French armies. That's a good thing, but we are waiting for the European countries to do the same.
So I suppose I should probably actually ask you a question then. Is Europe going to become the third global superpower, given everything you've just said about military and defense and geopolitical strategy as well? We have the US, which Mr. Biden has said is no longer going to be nation building. We have China, which is seen by Europe and US as being very aggressive in backing up its economy with military force and geopolitical strategy. Europe then and France are going to be very forceful as the third geopolitical superpower.
But this is my deepest political conviction. Europe has to become the third political superpower between China and the US for the 21st century. That's my deepest political conviction, and it has been my deepest political conviction over the last 20 years when I entered into politics. Let's open our eyes. We are facing political threats, radicalism, terrorism, and we cannot rely anymore only on the protection of the United States. This is obvious. So we need to build our own protection. That's the proposal made by Emmanuel Macron. We need to build our own protection. We have to build our own economic model. Because what we experimented during this crisis is that there is a European model. Facing this crisis, we decided to put exactly the same kind of tools and the same kind of responses on the table. Part-time employment scheme, state-guaranteed loans, support to the SMEs. This has been defined and adopted by all the 27 member states. So we have defined, during this COVID crisis, a new economic European model. We have to build on it. We should never forget it. We decided new disruptive instruments, like the common issuance of debt. You know that common debt was a non-starter and has been a non-starter for many European countries over the last 15 years. And now it has become a reality, thanks to the crisis. Do we want to come back to the normal, to get rid of this new instrument, to get rid of these new tools? Or do we want to build on this common economic response during the crisis to build a new economic model which would be a European one? Let's build this model. That's the challenge that we have to face.